Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today, as you can see behind me, I have the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma. This one is the TRD Sport, and we're going to be taking a walk-around tour as well as taking this truck for a quick test drive on an off-road course right around the corner there. Now, I want to give a huge thanks to Toyota for inviting me out up here to Road America. We did receive just about 3 inches of snow overnight up here, which is some of the only snow I've seen this winter season outside of a few weeks ago. So this should make for an interesting environment, especially out there on the off-road course, and we'll take it around the street drives and the pavement here just a little bit to give you my overall impression. So this will be a very interesting video, very excited for it, and I think I have one of the best exterior colors here in this snowy environment. So the truck in front of us is finished in the Solar Octane exterior with the upgraded premium option Syntex interior. So very cool color combination, especially with a pretty much blank slate white background like that. It really makes it pop and stand out, and I really am a fan of this exterior color. Now, the TRD Sport sits somewhat in the middle of the trim lineup for the all-new Tacoma. Does have many nice luxurious features and options, which I am surprised to see on a truck like this, especially at this trim level. But you are going to be paying for some of those as well, as it is not a very inexpensive truck, but it's certainly not the most expensive option in the Tacoma or midsize segment in general either. So taking a look at the front end, you will find LED projector headlights with LED daytime running lights, and you do have the incandescent turn signals in that middle portion right there. The TRD Sport gets some of the TRD exterior appearance bits, including the revised front fascia, the fender flares, the hood scoop up top, which unfortunately is not functional, but definitely looks the part for the TRD packages in general. You will find front and rear parking sensors the way this truck is equipped. Of course, you do have the extra large chin guard at the bottom for better aerodynamics and I assume fuel efficiency. I'm sure a lot of owners out there will end up removing that, but you can see it certainly limits your ground clearance quite a bit at the bottom. You also have the LED fog lights found in the lower front fascia there. Of course, the radar for the adaptive cruise control, and this one does have the 360 surround view camera system as well. Coming around to the side of the TRD Sport, this one does feature the paint matched fender flare. So instead of a black accent or textured, it will be body color, which certainly gives it a slightly more premium look in my opinion. Wheels and tires are going to be specific to the TRD Sport as well. So you have a dark gunmetal insert with the machine outside finish. They're going to be 265, 65, 18-inch Michelin Primacy ATX all-season tires. So somewhat of a road-going option, but certainly might have a little bit of off-road capability given this truck's four-wheel drive system and stuff like that. Body color mirror caps, turn signal integration. It does have the cameras on the bottom for the 360 camera system. They are going to be heated mirrors, and of course it does come standard with blind spot detection. You have the black Tacoma badging on the exterior, the proximity smart key access system on both of the two front door handles, and this truck is also optional with the Predator side steps, which I believe is about a $700 option from the factory. Coming out back, you will find the TRD Sport branding and badging on the bedside there. Now, the way this one is equipped as well will come with the power up down at tailgate. So you get the LED tail lamps, reverse lights, turn signals all in this upper housing right there. You also do get the button on the side of the truck to raise and lower the tailgate if you do wish. It is a little stuck due to the snow, so that wasn't latched quite fully. And there's the body color rear bumper, parking sensors, trailering package is going to be standard. And there's your 7 and 4 pin hookups. Of course, the LED lighting, backup camera, Toyota branding, and your electronic release for the tailgate just inside of the handle right there. Now here on the passenger side, it looks like there is a kick down step. This might also be an accessory option on this particular truck, just to give you a little bit easier access into the bed there. Overall, that's a look at the exterior here on this Tacoma. Let's go ahead and pull up the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped, and then we'll jump onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. Like I mentioned, this is a fully loaded TRD Sport with the optional premium package, which adds $8,550 onto the standard TRD Sport pricing. This one is a 5-foot bed configuration, but a 6-foot bed is going to be available as well. And even looking at the standard equipment for the TRD Sport trim level, it's going to be a nicely equipped truck in the middle of the trim lineup with the 2-speed transfer case, of course, the coil multi-link rear suspension, tow hitch receiver standard, as well as the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, smart key integration, the LED headlights, etc. Then that premium package adds a lot of additional equipment for about $8,500, including heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, power front seats, the larger infotainment display, the premium audio system, power sunroof, etc. The list really goes on. And then, like I mentioned earlier on this video, this has the optional spray and bed liner, bed step, as well as the Predator side steps, which brings the total MSRP, including destination on this particular truck, to $55,124. Now, taking a look on the interior, like I mentioned, this one has the premium package option for about $8,000, which is fairly expensive, but includes a lot of nice luxurious amenities for the midsize segment. So taking a look here on the door panel, you can see it is the black accents with the slight bright chrome TRD there in the bottom section. It is going to be hard touch plastics. They are going to be textured, but you do have this soft touch padded armrest right here, which is nice. Power windows, mirrors, and locks. Doesn't look like any of them are going to be, well, actually all four are going to be automatic. So that is a nice touch there, and a ton of additional storage space down below. And you also do have the JBL Flex audio system, which I believe is going to be a 10-speaker design. There's the power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar. Once again, this is the Syntex leatherette seating surfaces with the insert pattern. And then there's a quick look at the dashboard. Now, taking a look here on the interior, this one does have the updated or optional technology. So you have the larger 14-inch infotainment system and the large 12.3-inch cluster design. Now, taking a look at the digital cluster, this is going to be user customizable for the most part, with your tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right. You have the custom settings pages in the middle, which you can scroll through a lot of different pages here to change what is displayed on the infotainment, and then go a little bit more in depth with those settings. Now, I'll see if I have time today to create a dedicated tour for the technology in this truck, but if not, hopefully that will be coming at a later date here on the channel. You do have a leather wrap steering wheel that is going to be heated, which is very nice on a day like this where it is snowy and cold. You have your audio multimedia here on the left side. Of course, your adaptive cruise control and other Toyota Safety Sense systems here on the right side. This truck does have Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which is one of their latest versions. Automatic headlights with auto high beam assist, and there's your fog lights as well. You do have regular wipers. To the left of the steering wheel, you have a ton of buttons, and you have the auxiliary for the external LED lighting, winches, or other aftermarket parts you want to add to this truck. You have your headlight leveling, gauge dimming, automatic high beam assist, traction control off, the AC 120 volt 400 watt bed inverter, the power up down tailgate, as well as your overhead lighting down there at the bottom that turns on and off when you open one of the doors. You can also see the alloy pedals at the bottom there, which is a nice accented touch. Dashboard is going to be mostly hard touch, but it is going to be textured. There's the JBL Flex removable center channel speaker, so you can take that on the fly if you want some portable sound. They do say that is a very powerful speaker, so cool to see and very innovative at that. And then coming over here to the infotainment system, you can see this is a nice large 14-inch display, very huge in the overall dashboard, sticks up actually quite a bit, but does have Toyota's latest UI, which I have showcased in some of a couple other vehicles, including Toyotas and Lexuses. Does have built-in navigation if you want it with a subscription rather, so you can pay for that. I think it is a big upgrade from some of their recent systems. Down below, you have two AC vents. Your dedicated power and volume knob is in the middle. Dual zone automatic climate control. Like I said, heated steering wheel. Heated and ventilated front seats, which is not something you see in a truck like this, especially in a mid-trim level, but this one does have the most of the available options and features. There's your trailer brake controller with your gain assist to the right of the steering wheel. Nice large wireless charging pad here in the center console, USB-C data and charge ports. As you can see, they have a combined output, looks up like of 52.5 watts or 45 watts a piece when used by themselves. 12 volt outlet down below. Nice beefy large shifter, which I actually appreciate that many manufacturers are going to a push type button or a dial, but this one remains fairly traditional. There's your vehicle parking brake, automatic vehicle hold. Here's your transfer case. This vehicle does have a 2-speed transfer case, so 2 high, 4 low. There's your dry mode select, as well as your dedicated tow haul mode, which can be configured via that dial. There's your backup assist for the trailer system. Here you can pull up the surround view monitor system on the camera. And there's two large cup holders. As you can see, a regular bottle of water fits in there with plenty of room to spare. Padded center armrest does have a good amount of room inside. There you can see the actual key fob. And there's going to be two additional cup holders for rear seat occupants behind that. Now up top, you'll find the black headliner, microphones, all that good stuff. There's your LED vanity illumination. This truck does have a digital rearview mirror with garage home link via those icons right there. And then you can adjust the digital rearview mirror with a bunch of different settings using those 3 buttons on the right side. It is going to be auto dimming in addition to that digital function. Overhead LED lighting, sliding power rear window, which is very nice. Single power sunroof. There's your passenger airbag, SOS, and all the usual stuff for Toyotas. So really, really nicely equipped truck. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at the back seat, see how much space is back there, and then we'll quickly wrap up the rest of this tour. And I can't wait to take you guys on the off-road trail right over there. Now taking a look at the back seat of the Tacoma, most of the materials are going to fall through from the front. So all of those here on the door panel, except this armrest, is going to be very similar to that of the front. So unfortunately, this is a hard touch armrest. Still get the TRD branding, which is very cool. And these seating surfaces, of course, are going to be the same as the front as well. Stepping inside, this is not my exact driving position, but it is going to be very close. There's a quick look at the dashboard. In terms of amenities out back, it looks like we do get more USB-C charging. 120 volt, 100 watt outlet, depending on how you use the bed one as well, as there is one on the right side of the bed. There's one map pocket on the passenger seat, none on the driver's side. Looks like no center armrest either, but you do have that power sliding rear glass, which is very cool. Overhead illumination. And behind my, a little bit farther back than normal, you can see my knees are actually touching. So that is certainly going to be one of the aspects of a midsize truck that isn't going to be great, is going to be the rear seat legroom. Now, I think if I adjusted the seat a little bit more appropriately, my knees wouldn't be touching, but it's still not going to be the most spacious area in the world, just given the overall size and footprint. But with that being said, I actually have a little bit of foot room to spare. My legs, of course, are brushing the back of the seat, but headroom is going to be very good with several inches of headroom, at least 2 or 3 inches. So really not a terrible place to be, and I actually really do like these seating surfaces. It's actually very soft, very plush material, and the overall seat back is not too upright where it's uncomfortable. It's just got enough rake to it, really. So not a terrible place to be, but it would be nice to at least have rear AC vents if possible. Now coming out back to the rear of Tacoma, this does have the optional power up-down tailgate. Now it is a little bit snowy, so I think the snow is actually affecting the performance. But just know it does have a motorized aspect to it, so it will go power up down, which is very unique for this segment of truck. As you can see here on the right side, there's your 400 watt, 120 volt outlet, LED bed lighting. You have plenty of mounting points on the upper side of the bed. And unfortunately you can't see it, but there is going to be a composite liner. So you can see here on the tailgate that pretty much wraps the entire bed surface. And there are going to be additional cameras up there near the rear of the cab for that rear view camera mirror, as well as the 360 surround view camera system. So putting the tailgate up there, we'll wrap this video up quickly on the passenger front seat, which you will find all of the same adjustments as the driver's side, including the 4-way power lumbar with that premium package, which is very, very cool. There's a look at the dashboard. Good amount of storage up top, Tacoma branding, and as you can see, the glove box is fairly packed with stuff. And there is a nifty USB-C charging port up here to the right of the infotainment screen, maybe for accessories, dash cams, stuff like that. So cool that Tacoma or Toyota is thinking about that. Let's go ahead and quickly pop the hood, see what powers this particular vehicle before we take it quickly off-road. Under the hood of this TRD Sport, you're gonna find the standard 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. A 6-speed manual is available as well with this engine. And then later in this model, you're gonna have the option to opt for the iForce Max hybrid powertrain, only with the automatic transmission and significantly more power. Now the output of this one is going to be 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque through that 8-speed automatic, and of course 4-wheel drive with the 2-speed transfer case. Overall, upon my first impressions, it's going to be pretty peppy, suits a mid-sized truck quite well, and actually sounds quite decent in addition to having good acceleration. Okay, so you join me here heading into the off-road course. Now this is only the easy course for Road America, the exact same one that I took some of the other vehicles on here last year. Unfortunately, we can't take the more difficult to the left section. It is coned off there, but interested to test that out in different vehicles over the next 2 months or so when we come up for the spring rally. Anyways, setting off here off-road, 4 high for the transfer case setting. We have our nice large 14-inch infotainment with all the 360 camera systems. Looks like I have somebody behind me following But you know, here in these snowy, slippery conditions, the truck seems to be doing a pretty good job. Of course, this isn't really challenging the truck all that much, but it does give you an idea of just kind of how it rides as a whole. And there is going to be a pretty steep hill climb that I'm excited to try out here very quickly. Traction control's working pretty good. So yeah, the truck's doing extremely well. This one does not have the most aggressive off-road tires on it. It's a pretty mild tire at that, kind of an all-season road going, but certainly shows that with the four-wheel drive system and a little bit of driver input, that this truck is capable in handling some, you know, adverse conditions pretty easily, as a matter of fact. Now, there is different drive modes down here, so we can switch between, I believe there's sport, normal, and eco drive modes here in the TRD Sport. We also have a dedicated tow haul mode. I'm excited to see how this truck does over this little hill climb here. Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, so I'm kind of just concentrating here, but there's really not a ton to go over. You can see the TRD Sport's handling it with pretty much ease. Now there is a little bit of a rock here. Now, as you guys might have heard, I did contact what I assume is the Predator steps that are optioned on this one. So those do hang down quite a bit, several inches from the normal, I guess, rock rails, if you will. So keep that in mind while you're, I guess, optioning or off-roading your truck, depending on how it's configured, is that the Predator steps might not be the way to go if you're looking for optimal or, you know, full ground clearance capabilities. But, you know, it might be an option you want for daily basis and you want to remove them for the off-road stuff that you might be doing in the future. That is a potential, but yeah, overall you can see it took it around without much issue here in about, you know, 3 inches of snow and loose dirt underneath. This is a whole lot of fun. I love this. Now, we will have to hop in some of the other trim levels with different wheel and tire configurations just to see how they do out here. But I expect them all to be, you know, they're all four-wheel drive, all have decent ground clearance and should handle this kind of light snow without much issue. But I will say the camera systems for the infotainment system surely help approach over certain crests like that one. You can see we are sliding a little bit. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below. It greatly helps out the channel, these videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to stay tuned for additional Tacoma content coming here from Road America, and also over the coming months as these make their way into the media fleets, and I can actually drive them for about a week and get my long-term driving impressions, if you will. So appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel, and as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.